Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be back with this new video. There are moments in our lives and moments in this collective ascension process where we are feeling that the old is disappearing, but we are still waiting for the new to appear. And maybe you have been feeling lately that maybe some aspects of your life have been falling apart, or maybe there have been unexpected endings happening for you in certain areas. And you've been feeling emotional upheaval, conflict, feeling maybe a very aggressive energy in the collective and a lot of chaos going on. Well, you're certainly not alone because for the past few weeks we have been really experiencing a very powerful energy window that started on the summer solstice on the 21st of June. Which will also pass through the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of August and will culminate with a very, very powerful energy on the 12th of August with a total solar eclipse. And this total solar eclipse really represents a new beginning, but I've been told even more than that, it is a big reset, but not any reset. It is a 0-point reset. So I will be talking about all of this in this video. Since the 21st of June, the summer solstice, there has been this energy window opening up, and that will culminate until the total solar eclipse on the 12th of August, with the Lionsgate in between on the 8th of August, which is a kind of threshold to access the total solar eclipse. So maybe you are like me and you've been experiencing for the past weeks a lot of unexpected things happening that we had to deal with, maybe feeling a lot of witnessing more aggression also in the collective, a lot of polarization, a lot of intensity, a lot of emotional upheaval, and facing certain challenges that were necessary for us to say maybe goodbye to certain aspects of our lives. Because we are closing this chapter. We are closing a huge chapter on the collective and individual level. And this solar eclipse is really representative of this new energy coming in, and this new beginning, this new chapter. And there is even more so, that's what I've been shown, that there is this rebirth energy coming through. And through this rebirth energy, there's also this reset, almost like we are pushing a reset button for the collective, but we will also feel it in our personal lives, of course. And to be completely honest, I was really exhausted these past days, and because I also have a baby that has many sleepless nights, and I have a very kind husband that actually allowed me to sleep a full night last night, which allowed me this morning to really wake up fresh and new, almost like I actually went through a rebirth or a reset where I can feel my energy again. And this is kind of the first taste of what we can expect on the 12th of August with this solar eclipse. So what I've been shown was, first of all, a circle of fire. I was seeing this round sphere, all black, with a circle of fire all around it. And the first thing I thought about was really the baptism of fire, almost like we are invited to jump into this circle of fire. But the black represents this void, and it is not any kind of void. It is the 0-point field void. And it's almost like we are invited to jump into that 0-point field void. And for those of you who don't know what the 0-point field is, it's actually the void, but also the full. It's the void in the full and the full in the void. It is the field of all potentials. It is pure consciousness. It is also, it's outside of time, it's outside of space. It is the origin of all creation, where all possibilities exist. All things have been created or will be created are in this 0-point field. But in order to reconnect with that, so that's really a powerful, powerful rebirth and reset for us. In order for us to reconnect with that 0-point field, there is really this need to burn anything that we don't need anymore. In the same way, so I've been also shown this analogy with the phoenix. The phoenix burns everything that is obsolete, everything that really, belongs to the past, belongs to the old ways, the old patterns, the old beliefs, the old emotions, the old soul contracts, or whatever we need to go through. And through that, the Phoenix actually really goes through this beautiful rebirth and rebirthing from our own light in a way. So it is this powerful fire element. There's really an emphasis on that because we are also in this fire horse year, of course, so it's very, very fire oriented. And there was also this idea around matter, around form. What happens when we burn the form, what remains? So it's not like we have to reject form or matter. It's just to realize once we burn all of that, what remains. And what remains is actually our pure essence, our pure light, pure consciousness, this pure consciousness that we find in this 0 point field. In this 0 point field, because it is pure consciousness and pure light, and we may, through that, witness all the light that actually exists within creation that we don't necessarily see with our own eyes, but we can only see when we really connect inwardly to our pure essence and our pure consciousness. Through that light, which represents also the sign of Leo, because Leo is all about our light, shining our light, but also how we shine our light in the world. Because we all, even though we talk often about light and spirituality, it becomes kind of abstract, but we all have a very different light. We all have a unique light, and we all shine uniquely our light into the world. So it's really finding also that, and also realizing that, a lion that imitates a lion becomes a monkey. That's actually a quote from Victor Hugo, this famous French writer. And this is really what is also being said through this process of finding our uniqueness, finding our unique light. It is really realizing that we shine brightly individually, and when we come together collectively, which represents Aquarius, then we can really rebuild and allow this earth, this new earth, to be birthed, and this humanity to go through this rebirth as well. So the interesting thing is that it really happens on this North Node, South Node axis of Aquarius and Leo. So this total solar eclipse in Leo is connected to the South Node in Leo as well. And the South Node represents our past. The North Node represents our future. So anything so it really, puts a very strong emphasis on releasing the past, releasing the baggage, releasing those emotions. But Leo also talks about anything that is related to the heart, whether it's physically, the cardiovascular system, but also the heart chakra. So any pain that we may carry, anything that still blocks us from, fully opening our heart center or receiving love, giving love. So, all these themes that are related to that. The sign of Leo is also related to ego and individualism. So for the dark side aspect of Leo. So maybe if we've been too individualistic or too selfish or too egocentric, this is also a theme that we can see, of course, in the collective, because this is mainly a collective message. And it's letting go of that, because Aquarius really is heading towards the collective. The future is the collective. So we are letting go of this individuality, but this doesn't mean that we have to let go of our uniqueness, right? But we are using individually our uniqueness to gather together in order to work for this collective process of ascension and of this earth, ascending to higher planes. And this solar eclipse is going to be extremely powerful. We've been already feeling this energy for at least the past month, and we will be feeling its energy for at least 6 months, but I can see even like 1 year ahead. What will happen with this eclipse is really this possibility of a great reset, collectively and individually, and allowing ourselves to really dive into this 0 point field of all possibilities, of all potential. with this really strong potential of completely rebirthing from, rebirthing from the ashes. Also, if you are planning to look at the eclipse, so this eclipse will actually be visible in the Northern Hemisphere, in Europe, in the US. Don't stare at an eclipse, without protection, because it might burn your eyes. I also wanted to point out that in ancient spiritual traditions, maybe Vedic, Taoism, Buddhism, but also Native American culture, it is not recommended to actually watch an eclipse while it's happening. But it is a moment where we are really invited to go inward, to go in this introspective mode, meditative mode, maybe meditate, maybe, sing some mantras, and really see it like a process of purification as well. A very sacred cosmic moment that needs to be revered, but not necessarily witnessed with our physical eyes, but just, felt inwardly. And also because during these eclipses, it is very often a time where there's disruptive energies, a lot of intense energies happening outside. So it's more like a moment really to go inward and to be in this kind of inner contemplation. And on the 28th of August, we have a lunar eclipse, this time in the sign of Pisces, which really shines a light very strongly on the spiritual aspect of our lives. But even more so, what I can feel is that almost like a kind of healing happening regarding our faith in the divine. And the very interesting thing is that this lunar eclipse is also happening just above a very sacred star called Fomalhaut, which is the star of Archangel Gabriel. And Archangel Gabriel, so I'm very connected to Archangel Gabriel, as you may imagine, very connected to his energy. It's really a time, I think, because Gabriel means actually the strength of God, to connect back to this inner strength, this inner resilience also that we can really call upon when we call upon Archangel Gabriel to help us to go through, these challenges that we're facing on Earth. And Gabriel is also related to artists, the way we express ourselves, but it is also the divine messenger, of course. So it's also asking about our inner guidance, asking for guidance and kind of trusting our inner guidance, our inner faith in a way. And of course, Gabriel is also related to children, because Gabriel protects our children and our inner child as well. So it's also a time to be creative and to reconnect to our inner child. So this beautiful lunar eclipse on the 28th of August is really tinted with this energy of Archangel Gabriel. And the particular thing about Archangel Gabriel is also that he has this very balanced energy between yin and yang. He is at the same time very strong, like with this yang energy, but also very soft with this yin energy. And it's funny because very often when people meet me, whether they're, mediums or clairvoyant or whatever, they often feel that I have a very balanced yin and yang, masculine, feminine energy within me. And I always say, yeah, I know, because I think I'm related to Archangel Gabriel. And so there's really this very balanced energy that is present. So it can really help us to balance also those both aspects of the yin, the yang, the masculine, the feminine within us. Also, what we can really call upon for this beautiful lunar eclipse on the 28th is simply spiritual blessings to karma away. And as I have been saying, I really feel very strongly something that will also maybe show us that we still can really have faith in the divine, because we are supported by the divine. We are guarded, we are protected, and we are guided in every way possible. So this is a really beautiful time, I think, to experience. This month of August is going to be very, very powerful. And, this culmination until the total solar eclipse on the 12th of August in Leo, and then finishing off with this more soft, let's say, energy of the 28th of August with this lunar eclipse. Really a time to reset, to go through this process of rebirthing ourselves and allowing ourselves to connect back to this infinite field of potential, which is the 0 point field, and not being scared of actually, you know, jumping into this void, because, you know, as we say, life starts when we come out of our comfort zone, and this is really the case this month with this eclipse. And also, if this message resonated with you, well, I would like to share a free guided meditation called Embodied Awakening. And this is really going to help us in these times of, you know, intensity, and where also our nervous system is all over the place, to calm down and to actually go through this process of rebirthing and reset. This meditation is a gentle invitation to slow down and calm your nervous system, reconnect with your body, mind, your heart, open yourself to a deeper experience of presence, remembrance, and a connection with spirit. You can receive this free meditation by clicking on the link in the description box, and I will see you there. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Sat Nam. Take care.